Today for Ray's Random Netflix Reviews, we watch Upstream Color. This one stars Seimetz from The Killing and a bunch of independent films you've probably never heard of, and Carruth, who directed this movie and is most famous for directing Primer, a confusing for the sake of being confusing time travel movie that I freaking hate, makes no goddamn sense, and is mostly popular among people that get sexually excited by watching Donnie Darko. Anyways, this movie starts off with a woman who is kidnapped and is forced to ingest a roundworm that gives her kidnapper the ability to basically control her every thought. Starts off by making her stand on a tile and telling her that if she steps off, the ground below her will collapse, and making her only drink water, won't give her any food, and convinces her it's the most refreshing water ever, and constantly copying down pages from Walden by Henry David Thoreau, writing them onto a piece of paper, and then folding them into a circle and wrapping them around another circle so that they make one of them Christmas chain things. He does this for several days while stealing her coin collection, forcing her to mortgage her house and give him the money, until he eventually allows her to eat cereal and sleep, which snaps her out of it. But it's been a week, so she gets fired from her job. Somewhere in there, she wanders through a field because a worm scientist is playing this sound to make worms come out of the ground. And the roundworm in her is drawn to him. He takes it out and injects it into a pig. A year later, she meets this guy who's played by Carruth, and he had a weird experience in his time. He started coasting through life and not listening to his wife at all and never having conversations with her. He was also fired for barely ever showing up to work, and when he did, he stole a bunch of money by shifting accounts and stuff. They start talking to each other, and the more they talk to each other, the more their stories and lives start to intertwine. They feel each other's pain, and their cool stories from high school. They're like, no, that happened to me. That didn't happen to you. Meanwhile, we see the weird scientist guy who's recording sounds. His name's the Sampler. And he just shows up in the background of Carruth's life story all the time, randomly. And the pig he injected the roundworm into gives birth to piglets that he throws into a sack and throws in a river. Yeah, so what's going on is the piglets rot, give extra nutrients to this orchid tree that makes the orchids blue, so that farmers come there, get the orchids, but the blueness attracts these roundworms. They sell the plants that the thief picks up, takes the roundworms out, injects them into somebody that he can now mind control, steal their life savings, and then the Sampler draws the person to him with sound that he uses to make earthworms come out of the ground, takes the roundworm out of him, puts it into a pig. The pig has piglets, and then he throws the piglets into the river. It floats down the river, goes back to the tree, and the whole cycle starts over again. Over and over and over. And he's been doing this for years. Because finally, Seimetz and Carruth figure out what's going on because they read through Walden, and it brings back all their memories of what happened while they were kidnapped, and they find the stash, kill the Sampler, find records of all the other people this has been done to, mail them a copy of Walden, and then they all remember. They go to the farm, adopt the pigs, stop throwing the pigs into the river, and everyone lives happily ever after. Well, except for the Sampler, he's murdered. No idea what happens to the thief, and no idea why anyone thought this was a good fucking movie. Oh my god, it's so bad. It makes no sense. He does this in all of them, this circular logic. If one chain in the thing is broken, that's why he does the fucking chains. That's the point, because his movies are all that. That you have a chain, and if you take away one of the fucking pieces, this whole cycle of events stops happening. And the goal of the movie is to find out how to break that chain. There you go. Every Shane Carruth movie explained in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Thank you for watching, and as always, I shall try to do better next time.